And that is achiote. So achiote, could you bring out the packages of achiote so we can show these lovely people here? So if you don't know about achiote, it's a spice paste. Achiote itself is a small brick-colored seed that is native to the Yucatan Peninsula. And when you go to the Yucatan, everything, it seems like, is seasoned with, this is like their regional specialty of flavor. So if you've ever had chicken pibil or pork pibil in the Yucatan Peninsula, this is the flavoring that goes with it. That little brick red seed mixed with a whole host of herbs and spices and garlic, similar to what we're doing here. And they usually put some vinegar in it as well. And what they sell it at, you can find this stuff, I mean, they even carry it at Whole Foods, but you can find it certainly in a great variety of them in every Mexican grocery store. But it comes as a brick red paste put into a bar like that. And then I crumble it up, and I'm going to mix this into the adobo that we have here, the red chili adobo that we have. I'm going to give it another little splash of water because we'll need that for this. And then blend that first, just to get that achiote mixed into it. You could leave the achiote out if you want to. If it's hard for you to find, it'll still be delicious without it. And because I'm going to grill this, usually you wouldn't add oil to this, it's an oilless marinade, but because I'm going to grill it, I'm going to actually put in some olive oil. You could use vegetable oil for it, but olive oil will give you the best flavor here for this. So we're going to mix all of that together. Okay, so now we're done with the marinade here, so we need to talk about how we're going to handle the pork. And I'm going to show you two different things here. Well, let's start with the pork. Now, in Mexico, it's very common to thin slice pork leg. But when's the last time you saw a pork leg in your grocery store's meat counter? You almost never see it, because what do we do with it in the US? We turn it all into ham, okay? We don't even know how to cook pork leg at all. Though all through Latin America, pork leg is one of the main pieces of meat that they work with, because they just don't eat that much ham. So what you're gonna have to do is find another piece of meat that is a little bit similar to that, and I suggest a pork shoulder roast. So buy a pork shoulder roast that's boneless. So I've got a piece of it here, and I'm gonna set that right here on the board, and then I'm gonna cut it about 1/4 of an inch thick. So for this part of it, you would need to have a sharp knife and some confidence, okay? If you're not confident with your knife, this may be a task that will cause you some consternation. And if you're one of those kind of people, go to a Mexican grocery store and buy thin sliced pork, because they'll always have it in the Mexican grocery store. But if you don't have one of the Mexican grocery stores accessible to you, then you'll need to take your pork shoulder roast, boneless pork shoulder roast like this, and cut it about 1/4 of an inch thick. The next thing that you have to do is, or what I like to do, is to pound it a little bit, because if you've ever had quick cooked pork shoulder, you know it can be tough. So my way of getting over the toughness of it is just, this is a doubled up piece of plastic wrap, is just simply to pound this out. And that is, it's not like you have to be a weightlifter to do this or anything like that. Literally, it's just very gentle pounding, and you'll see that it will increase by about 25% of its size because you're flattening it out. So that's as much as you really have to do it. And then, oops, that stuck there. And then I'm gonna do the second piece here. And we're ready to marinate this meat. So the marinating of the meat is to just simply put a light coating of this mixture that now has a little bit of achiote in it, and it has a little bit of oil in it, and it is kind of what I would call a regular marinade consistency. It will get thicker than what you are seeing here, because if we let it set, like I said, for about 45 minutes or an hour, it will thicken up as the ancho chili absorbs a whole lot of that